So the space is now filled. The Virago's in the garage. I'm still trying to do the gear shaft seal on the S1C at the moment. So by now you'll have seen it all finished, but that's still sitting there at the time I'm shooting this video. So one of the things I want to do is I want to cover a bit more detail on the Virago today. I'll also show you some parts that it came with, and then we'll also have a look at some of the bits that I know need doing on the Virago, and we'll start to get a list on the go. So here's some of the bits the Virago came with. The first thing is it came with an indicator with a snapped rubber mounting. This is the left hand rear. We'll walk round there now and have a look, and I'll show you where that's missing from. Here's the snapped off indicator. It's just the rubber's broken. The wire that goes through is still going through there, so I could in theory join the same wire back on to the other one, or just buy a new indicator and put it in. There's not a lot of room to get at the bolts. The bolt's actually on the rear of this bit, so you'd have to somehow come up inside. So I think that's part of the main loom, so we'd have to look into that. But what I can do is just buy this new piece of rubber, fit this in here, and the indicator should be back on. I can just make a splice in the wire. The only thing I have noticed is these screws to get the lens off are quite rusty. So I don't know whether to get a new indicator or just the rubber. The rubber on its own is about £11, and you can get 2 indicators for about 20. So I'm toying with just getting a couple of new indicators and having a spare, to be honest, but we'll see. It also came, the bike's electric start only, there's no kickstart. So it also came with another allegedly refurbished starter motor, so that's good. It also came with a brand new battery. It's never been fitted. So that I'll need to put some distilled water in, charge it up, and then we can fit that on the bike. But that's a monster battery, I have to say. And then you've got the drain pipe. I don't know what's in that little round thing. And you've got the nuts and bolts for it as well. It also came with the Haynes manual as well. And then in addition to that, it also came with a lovely condition set of forks. Now, I don't really need to change the forks on the bike. The problem with the forks on the bike at the moment is these are really badly rusted. So what I need to see if I can do is change these tops out on the forks on the bike. Let me show you how bad they are. As you can see, or not see to be the case, they're pretty grim. Look at the state of that in there. I want these out and they need changing. And there should be a little cap that goes over the top that stops this happening. It stops water getting to it and rusting them, but obviously the previous owner's taken it off. Now I paid $500 as I mentioned for the bike, and I've looked at some of the parts. And a starter will cost you £100 straight off the bat. The battery for the bike, this is a Sato energy battery. It's a Y50N18L-A2. I looked that up. I can get one of those for £70. So yeah, so 170. You're looking at £15 to £20 for the manual. And then the front forks that I've got, you're looking at 200 quid for a set of forks for a Virago. So if you add all that up, that comes to £390. So you got 100, 70, 15 to 20, and 200 for the forks. Now if you take that off the price I paid for the bike, that means the bike alone is 110 quid. So not a bad deal. So yes, having all this lot coming with it, especially having a battery as well, if it works, that's the thing. I've got to put the distilled water in and charge it up. But yeah, I mean you can look at the condition of this. I mean that's brand new, that's never been fitted. So hopefully it should be good, and then that'll really help because then we can check all the electrics out. This one here allegedly has been refurbished, so that's a good one. I don't know whether the motor works on the bike. If it doesn't, then I've got one to put in. That's very handy because obviously then we've got the information to work on it. And then we have got a spare set of forks, which I could move on or I could keep, but the seals and everything look really good on them, so we'll see how we go. So you look at the back of the bike and you don't really notice anything. You've got the rear light, you've got the reflector, the sissy bar, nice Virago logo. But what you don't notice with these, I just happened to be looking in the manual and I noticed it, is look, there's a little keyhole here. Let's have a look at what's inside this box. Oh, no one's been in there for a while. Can you see all the cobwebs and things in there? I think we need to clean this out. But, looking in there, that looks like the original tool roll is still in there, but look at the state of it. So let's see if we can get that out and we'll have a look at what tools it's come with. Because if you've still got the original tool roll, that's going to be incredible. Right, so what I've got is a little pair of pinch nose pliers. Try and get this strap off if I can. Oh, maybe I'll just do it with my hands. God, it's covered in cobwebs. Well, that side's not coming off, it's got to come off at the bottom there. It's off. Oh. Yeah, there's a little bag of tools. Let's take this outside, give it a clean up, we'll have a look inside. Well, you've got to wonder the last time this was opened. Let's have a look what we've got in here. Oh, it's the original toolkit, look at this. How nice is that? So what have we got? Got a pair of pliers, we've got a 22mm Yamaha spanner, 14 and a 17 Yamaha, an 8 and a 10, a 10 and a 12, spark plug spanner, and little thing to turn it that goes in. But this is also part of the, oh hang on a minute. Ah, that's what turns the spark plug spanner, that one. I don't know what this is, to be honest. Don't know. And then this is a screwdriver, which you can put in and have as a crosshead. Hang on, let me get you back on the stand. Which you can either have as a crosshead or a Phillips. Well, crosshead or flat. Yeah, and then it just pushes in, and then you do it. You can take it out, turn it around, it pushes in, and then you've got a flat head that side. So that's really nice having the toolkit, and as I say, I didn't know that in there. And I'm not sure how long that has been hidden away in there, but that's a nice find to have that with it, especially to have the tools when you're out travelling, to give you the extra bits and pieces. So that's a cool find. Right, I think what I'll do, I'll clean this bag up a bit, we'll clean out the little box, and then we'll put this back in there in nice condition. So I've cleaned the little bag up the best I can, put all the stuff back in, so we're now going to clean the box out and then we'll put this back in. Paintbrushes are an excellent tool to do exactly this type of work, as they let you in and they get rid of all the big stuff quite quickly, especially cobwebs. So just get to your local pound shop, get yourself a pack of paintbrushes, because I've used these for loads on my restoration jobs. So once I've got the worst of this off, we can polish out, clean it up, get the stuff back in. Right, I won't film the next bit, which is just going to be me polishing in now. But we'll give the lock and things a bit of WD-40 so it's a bit easier to use, and we'll put the toolbox back in. That looks a bit cleaner in there now, doesn't it? With the toolkit back, and we can put the lid back on, close it up, job done. which is about what I'm about to do. Then we'll move on.